Hi guys, and welcome back to another painting tutorial where today I'll take you through how I paint vibrant orange hair. So starting off, I decided to use dark vermilion. Now the reason I decided to use dark vermilion over, let's say, mephiston red for example, so sort of to describe the colour, it's effectively a deep warm red with strong orange undertones. Sort of like a terracotta sort of colour. So it does have that sort of earthy vibe to it, and I figured that that would be a little bit more natural for the orange hair as a base coat. So as you can see, I've already filled out the area with brown. Now this is really just to create a little bit of separation of colour between the flesh tones and the hair. It's not really necessary, but if you want to lay down the brown, I just used some Rhinox hide to do so. And just to mention as well, I'm just using one of my cheap nylon brushes to base coat this down. It is one of my smaller ones though, so it holds a fairly good point and easy to get into those hard to reach sort of places as well. But if you want, you can definitely use just a detail brush as well. So to see how it's looking after one base coat, and if you feel as though it needs it, just apply a second one. You'll find though with many of the Vallejo model color range, they apply really well as base coats, and generally speaking, you can oftentimes just get away with the one coat. But if you're working over black, for example, definitely apply the second coat. So next up, I decided to do an even mix of dark vermilion and Trollslayer Orange. If you don't use Citadel paints, if you are someone who just uses Vallejo, you could use something like a burnt orange or something. But at least from the responses that I've gotten, many people that I've spoken to, a lot of people do use Citadel paints, and I suppose a big reason for that is the Citadel range, certainly compared to all of the other ranges, at least from my own personal experience, they're very beginner level friendly. Of course, you know, with your base, shades, layers, contrast paints, everything being listed really clearly like that, it certainly makes it a lot easier. But I really do recommend branching out to checking out other brands as well. I mean, Vallejo being obviously a big one. Most people would have heard of Vallejo before. Pro Acryl are really good as well. From what I've found, again, at least for me personally, many of their colors, I should say, apply wonderfully through an airbrush. But if we're talking about base coating, as an example, you know, a lot of them haven't been great. The worst one probably being Rich Gold, now that I think about it. I actually tried to apply that once by brush over a black undercoat and it was really bad. So yeah, I definitely don't recommend doing that one. But anyway, as you can see, I should just mention as well, I'm using my Raphael 8404 size 30 brush. If you're a regular viewer to my channel, you'll definitely know what brush I'm using. But if you are new, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for your support. And guys, if you haven't done so already, just make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. It really does support the channel and I do appreciate it. So I decided not to cut out pretty much anything from this tutorial. I really just wanted to show you the process of building up that fiery orange hair. And yeah, it does involve quite a bit of blending, as you can see so far, and just really gradually building up those colors. I just find that this is the best way when painting hair, just to give it that sort of natural sort of look. Even if you are going for a fantasy vibe, if it's got, you know, a really intense color that is sort of unusual, at least in terms of, you know, natural hair in real life. It's still a good idea to sort of aim to give it that sort of clean, sort of realistic, blended sort of finish. So as you can see there as well, just really carefully picking out the details on the eyebrows. It's one thing I really love about the new Space Wolf sculpts. They really do have very well defined eyebrows, which is something that I've felt as though has been lacking a little bit over the years with Space Marine designs. That isn't to say that they weren't there, but yeah, they're certainly a lot more defined on the Space Wolves miniatures, so hats off to Darren Latham and the rest of the design team. These models are just awesome. I remember back in, so originally when I started Warhammer when I was about 8, in 1998, Space Wolves were one of the first sort of factions that I ever saw on the shelves, and I remember thinking they were really cool. But for whatever reason, I just never really collected them up until, well, this year basically. And now moving on to Fire Dragon Bright, and once again, just really working up those edge highlights. Yeah, it feels like a lifetime ago when I started Warhammer in 1998, and then actually stopped in 2004. And I think I painted once in about, I think it might have been about 2011 or something. Maybe a little bit earlier than that, but I didn't really get back into it till 2018. But yeah, certainly one of the better life decisions I've made over the years. Absolutely love painting Warhammer, and you know, just yeah, really grateful for where the channel is right now, and I wouldn't have been able to do it with all of your support, so again, thank you for that. But as always, guys, as well, leave some comments below. I'm always interested to hear, you know, your thoughts on my tutorials, or some different tutorials that you'd like to see me do in the future, because I certainly do take it on board. So as you can see, the blends are coming together really nicely. Now, if at any point, you'll definitely have noticed during the tutorial I should say, I have gone back and forth between colors a little bit. Obviously not so much at this stage where I'm just doing the sort of final highlights. Just picking out all of the most raised areas with the Fire Dragon Bright. But yeah, the best part about using a wet palette is being able to simply go back and tidy up any mistakes. You know, for example, if you were to find that when you applied the Trollslayer Orange, the highlight was a little bit too thick, or if it just stood out really noticeably, you could just so easily jump back to that Dark Vermillion or the Trollslayer Orange and Dark Vermillion mix, and just tidy that up a little bit. Another thing to mention as well, if you don't own Dark Vermillion, I really do recommend picking it up. I mean, there are a lot of Vallejo model colors that I could recommend that you pick up, but yeah, Dark Vermillion definitely being one of them. It just works so well as a base coat for if you're going for more subtle, sort of muted red tones, or the more natural sort of orange hair that I've been going for in this tutorial. It's really, really useful for stuff like that. But with that being said, if you don't own Dark Vermillion and it's sort of hard to get wherever you're from, you could very well use Mephiston Red if you strictly use Citadel paints, as once you do a lot of the orange highlighting, much of it is covered up anyway, as you can see in this tutorial. But yeah, if it is available, definitely recommend checking that out. And with that, the orange hair is now finished. So I had a great time painting this one, and I actually bought another one of this same model. I'll be doing plenty more tutorials on that one in the near future. If you would like to support the channel, guys, and you're in Australia or the UK, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but if you're intending on buying any of your hobby needs, if you do use those links in the description, it does support the channel. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.